Hello, my name is Mark from jazzguitarlessons.net, improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher, and welcome to your Bird Blues introduction video. Please refer to the blog post and the PDF associated with this YouTube lesson. You can see it in the description, of course. Pull out the PDF, print it if you need it. So this video is not a complete guide to bird blues, but rather an introduction to see what you can do and how you can extend on the stuff you can already play on bird blues. So what is a bird blues? Well, the classic form song on bird blues is called Blues for Alice by Charlie Parker. There's also Chi Chi by Charlie Parker. And the song we'll use in today's video is called Freight Trane by Tommy Flanagan. So what is a bird blues? In fact, it's simply bird blues, aka Parker blues, aka Charlie Parker blues, aka major blues, is simply a 12-bar form that is similar to the regular blues, but that features more 2/5s. There's more 2/5 movements and more 2/5 also. So to summarize this, I encourage you to look at the blog post because I've made the distinction between a blues in C and a bird blues in C. And the main difference is, first, it starts with a major chord. And secondly, the first 4 bars feature 2/5s that are descending, that are all diatonic, so all in the key of C major. So that's the first 4 bars. It goes from C to A minor. It's a relative. It gives this kind of emotional feeling to it, this kind of melancholy. That's for the first 4 bars. Then bars 5 through 8, so the next 4 bars, feature a descending sequence of chromatic 2/5s. So it's like you play a 2/5 here, go down 1 fret, repeat it 4 times. And the last 4 bars are pretty similar to any jazz blues where you have a 2/5-1, a turnaround at the end, right? So that's it for the theory. So now, before you fall asleep, we'll get to playing the examples. Before, I want to warn you, bird blues is bebop. I did not write this in the blog post, right? But step 0 to make sure you master this form and you can make progress is don't just see the form chord by chord. See it as a whole. It's still a blues. And this will simplify your improvisation and simplify the way you approach it too. Don't feel like you have to play on every change. Just feel it like a blues and see what comes out. By playing stuff now, we'll be doing Freight Trane by Tommy Flanagan. It's a great song on the album, Kenny Burrell and John Coltrane. Kenny Burrell plays an excellent solo on that song. It's very fast. It's a bird blues. It's in the key of A flat. Why not play Blues for Alice and stuff? Because Blues for Alice is too hard, I find. It's hard to articulate the melody. It's not we're not horn players, like we have a hard time putting the accents in the right place. So Freight Trane, featuring the PDF also. So what I'll be doing, I'll put the backing track on right now. Refer to the PDF for the fingerings. I'll play at 160, which is quite much slower than the original recording. And you can use the YouTube function here, 50% speed, if you want to practice those fingerings. So that's one of the smartest things to do if you show up to a jam session and somebody says, oh, I want to play Parker blues, bird blues, and you're like, oh shit, I can't play that stuff. At least if you can play ahead, you can play a good bebop melody, it'll get you out of trouble. Then you can blow blues like pentatonic blues stuff, all right? So let's get going with the head. Okay, Freight Trane at 160, ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so that was pretty easy, right? But be careful, watch for the original recording. Well, of course, where they play like they play it much faster, right? It's really interesting to play at those frenzy tempos. But for teaching, of course, I kept it down. So the second step, you can find this in the blog post, of course, is to comp with basic chords. So when I mean basic chords, I really mean those garden variety, like A flat, major 7 like this, and these chord shapes with the root at the bottom. So feel free to play along with me. What I'll be doing, I'll be playing the example in the PDF for 1 chorus. Then I'll let you play it for 1 chorus. All right, so let's get going. Freight Trane comping with basic chords. Ready? 1 chorus me, 1 chorus you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. Now after you can come up with this basic chunk, and using Charleston's like, this is pretty easy, right? After you can do this convincingly, well, it can really get you out of trouble at a jam session, right? Now you can start to play with drop 2 chords on the top strings. Of course, there's several information about this on jazzguitarlessons.net. The drop 2 challenge for beginners that was published recently, and the drop 2 is the new black course. Check it out. Meanwhile, what we'll be doing here is there's a page 3 on the PDF where you have a full course of bird blues in A flat on Freight Trane, where you have top string chords like this. They're all chord inversions with ninths and stuff like that. So I'll be playing one chorus as it is written. Then the second chorus, it's your turn. Then the third chorus, I'll be playing it, but adding rhythmic variety. And the fourth chorus will be your turn to do the same thing. So use the exact chord shapes, but use rhythmic variety. Ready? Let's get going. Bird blues comping with top string inversions. You're ready for this? My turn first chorus, then you come in second chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your turn. Now with rhythm variations. Your turn. Good job. Okay, now that you learned to comp on the bird blues in the key of A flat, what's important to get started is improvising. That's a daunting task, but you'll see we'll break it down in 4 separate steps, or 5 separate steps, I think. We'll just refer to the blog post to really see the theory in the explanation of what we'll be doing. The first step is to improvise on bird blues like it is blues. So use your pentatonics like there's no tomorrow, like really just pentatonics. The trick of the trade is to play A flat major pentatonic during the first 4 bars, and then A flat minor pentatonic during the last 4 bars. So A flat major, recall, it's only F minor. So if you think of this shape, that's A major pentatonic, and then you move here. You know, this basic pentatonic shape that everybody knows, well, those are your 2 shapes. You simply have to change at the right moment. So same as with comping, what we'll be doing is 4 choruses with a backing track. And the first chorus is me improvising with A major for 4 bars, then A minor for 8 bars. Then second chorus, it's you, and we'll do the same thing again so you have a chance to really practice the concepts. You ready? Let's get playing. Bird blues improvisation using only pentatonic scales. You ready? A flat major. Change, minor. Your turn, major. Minor. Still minor. My turn again. A 1, 2, 3. Your turn. Good job. Okay, good. So now if you can really improvise using only your pentatonic scales, the next step, which is step 5 in the blog post, is to keep using your pentatonic scales, but shed that 2-5-1. Not every 2-5-1 in the song, but just the 2-5-1 you find at the end. So bars 9, 10, and 11. So that's the place where you say, I'm going to play blues in the first 8 bars, so 4 bars of major pentatonic, 4 bars of minor pentatonic, and then the last 4 bars plug in any 2-5-1 licks that you might find. So here's a great place to go and look at one of the blog posts called Making the Changes on All the Things You Are. You know, All the Things You Are is also a bunch of 2-5-1s and a bunch of keys. And you'll see there's really 3 or 4 ways that are really pragmatic, really practical to plug in licks that make you play the changes. So you can play scales, you can play arpeggios, you can play licks, you can improvise, but we'll do the same process here, improvising and trading twice. But every time I urge you to use your 2-5-1 licks in the last 4 bars. Ready? Let's get playing. All right, step 5 in the blog post, improvising by shedding on the 2-5-1 found in bars 9, 10, 11 of Bird Blues. Ready? So we'll be exchanging once again. Pentatonic. Major, then minor. 2-5 lick. Your turn. Minor pentatonic. 2-5. My turn. Your turn. Good job. So after you can really improvise using the pentatonic scales and shedding your 2-5-1 in the last 4 bars, you're really getting into jazz territory. So one of the things we'll do to turbocharge your improvisation is to look at the 4 chord. So every blues song is going to the 4 chord. If you're playing blues in E, you're going to an A chord in bar 5. If you're playing blues in C, you're going to an F chord in bar 5. So 4 is Roman numeral 4, really. So in the case of playing on Freight Trane, we're going from A flat major to D flat 7 or D flat major, sometimes it depends. This time the backing track will be playing a D flat 7, so we'll assume it's a D flat 7. So once again that's 1, then we're going to 4 here. So what to do to make sure you are going to 4 clearly is to play an A flat 7 prior to it. So the A flat, instead of being major, now it's 7. And the 2 bars prior, you can even do an A flat, flat 13, sharp 9, flat 5, you know, all these altered tones. And your goal is to play a line in bars 3 and 4 that is so altered that makes the resolution necessary in bar 5. All right, so that's what we'll be doing. Once again, we'll trade solos. In the first 4 bars, you'll see me play a little major line on A flat, and then go something like that. So I played an A flat altered or diminished or flat 9 chord, and then you land on D flat, and it makes it really pop. So that's really when you start to be in bebop territory. All right, ready? Let's get playing. Bird Blues improvisation with an emphasis on playing A flat 7 altered in bars 3 and 4 to get to our D flat chord. You ready? We'll exchange choruses again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now. That's it. Your turn. Play flat altered. Good. My turn again. Your turn. Play flat 7 altered. Good. And we're done. We're going to the relative minor is the step 7 outlining the blog post. What's important is that you realize that after you are on A flat 7 for 1 bar, you immediately add this G minor 7 flat 5 C7 to get to F minor. The beauty of F minor is it's a relative minor to A flat. So if you want to jazz it up even further, one of the things you might want to do is play the 5 chord that goes to that F. And that 5 chord is C7, right? So if you play C7 flat 9, the scale you have to play is F harmonic minor. So well, some of the licks you might want to play are these things. So all of these come from making the changes on all the things you are. This blog post and video, I highly encourage you to check. I think there's 3 videos even. So now we'll do the exact same thing. So your whole focus should be on playing F harmonic minor in bar 2. So we're getting even more specific. And for the rest of the solo, well, you're free to do anything you want. You're free to use your blues scales again. You're free to use your going to the 4 chord, altering this A flat 7. You're free to do anything you want, but make sure that the blues starts and you go, you know, so long as we hear that E note is the third one, C, E, G, D flat. E note is a third of C. So if you hear that E note during bar 2, we're safe to say that you're really calling for the F minor chord. All right, ready? Let's get playing. Improvising on bird blues in A flat with an emphasis on the C7 chord in the second bar. All right, we'll do 4 chords, 1 me, 1 you, then 1 me, 1 you again. Ready? A 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. That was it. Your turn. Now. Good job. My turn. One last time for you. Go. Good. Good. Good job. Now that we've followed the first 7 steps, so in the last step we just went to the relative minor, go to that F minor chord. So if you can do all of the above, all you're missing, the missing piece of the puzzle is the middle section, that daunting middle section of 4 bars, so bars 5 through 8, they feature a descending 2/5. So if you play it like this, you get D flat 7 or D major going to D flat minor, G flat, C minor, F. So these 3 steps, you have to learn to play on those. And one of the greatest ways to start, so once again, this is an improvisation introduction video on bird blues, you want to play the same line 3 times, basically. So you do whatever you want in the first 4 bars. You might use that C7, you might use that trick to going to the 4, and then in bars 6, 7, and 8, you play the exact same line, but translated a fret down. Easy, right? So if you go like then So that's the way you build your line. It doesn't matter what line you play, but you replicate it exactly. And that's what we'll be doing once again with Play Along, You and Me, one chorus each. Notice one thing I will be doing. The second time around, I will kind of go against my instruction, and I will try to play a line that doesn't go down a half step. And that's the crucial point you have to get if you want to get good at playing bebop. So I'm not really good at it, I'm not bragging, I'm just saying if you want to get good at following through ideas, you have to first follow the flow, so play your descending line through descending 2/5s, and then at some point you have to say, you know, the heck with this, I'm just going to play my line, even if the changes go down, my line wants to go up, or something like that, all right? I'll demonstrate this in the second course of improv, and you can hear what I mean. So let's get playing. Improvisation on bird blues with an emphasis on bars 5 through 8, so the descending sequence of 2/5s. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. There, play descending. Same line. Same line. Good. My turn. Your turn. Descending line. Again. Again. Alright, so we're done with all the steps covered in the blog post, and the step 8 is called putting it all together. So I just want to do a little recap. First, you want to learn to play the head, which is Freight Trane. Right, this one. Then you want to play with your big chunk chords. Then you want to do top string chords, these things. Then you want to improvise just with your pentatonic, so major, and then minor. Then you want to play on your 2/5-1 at the end, so you know, play 2/5 licks in bars 9 through 12. And then what you want to do is play going to the 4 chord, meaning that you want to play the A flat 7 altered in bar 3 and 4. Then you want to play on the relative minor, so meaning that in bar 2 you want to play that third of C7, so you want to make sure you sound F harmonic minor. And then lastly, you want to be able to play the middle section as a descending line. Since you have your 2/5, you go like, so you practice the same line descending, and as I told you, eventually you grow out of this and you want to play any line by going up. This is a lifetime of work, so don't be afraid. This is just an introduction to the stuff you could be playing, and to put it all together, remember, you can always play chords during your solo. You can, you know, play arpeggios and scales. You know, you can practice in so many ways to add chromatics and stuff, but I'll leave you with a little improvisation. Enjoy. Feel free to pick up ideas of what I'm doing. I'm by no means a bebop expert, but I really like this form. I really like the key of A flat, and of course, Kenny Burrell on that Freight Trane recording, I transcribed the solo. It's just a great little gem. So enjoy. And once again, my name is Mark from jazzguitarlessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.